Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Old Guy Firewood. Another beautiful day here in North Carolina, and today we're going to split some wood up with the Wolfe Ridge Pro 28C. If you saw my last video, we had a bunch of tree service wood that came in, or it wasn't actually tree service wood. It was a friend down the road who had a big tree he'd cut down, and we brought the logs up here, and we brought the tops. And what you see behind me is the result of the tops that we cut up, bucked up, I should say. Today we're going to go ahead and split those up, and going to make a little bit of a contest of it. So let me show you what we got here. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to split this wood up just in a pile today, and after I finish this video, I'm going to go ahead and stack it up in a single row stack. And all these pieces are about 16 inches long. But what I want you to do is in the comments below, tell me how many square feet you think are in the face of that stack. In other words, if it's an 8 foot by 4 foot stack, that would be 32 square feet. If it's 2 feet by 12 feet, that would be a 24 square foot stack. So, you know, it doesn't matter how I stack it, the square feet is going to be the same. So give me a guess as to how many square feet are in the face of the pile of these rounds after they're split and stacked. And on my next video, I will give you the answer to that, and whoever left a comment that's closest to the actual number will get an Old Guy Firewood t-shirt. If we have a tie, I will probably put the names in the hat and draw one. That's about the fairest thing that I can do. But at this point, let's go ahead and get the Wolfe Ridge Pro 28C started up, and we'll get to splitting. Tell you what, this is pretty red oak. That's a real nice bundle wood. Well, there you have it, folks. We split that in, I think, I'd guess a little bit over 30 minutes. And when I go and edit the video, I can tell you for sure. But in a minute, I'm going to tell you how you can get your name in the hat for a Old Guy Firewood t-shirt. But as I was splitting, I was thinking about something. I just wanted to talk a little bit about how great this firewood community is. Here a few weeks ago, I was reading the comments, and a guy was commenting there by the name of David Cheek, and he said, hey, I see you worked in Durham, North Carolina. So did I. I worked for the phone company about 35 years ago, and I'm thinking to myself, this has got to be David Cheek I knew back about 35 years ago. He and I worked in the general office there, and were part of a support group for the outside plant folks. And sure enough, he had come over to my channel as a result of a comment from Jake at Dude Ranch DIY. And David and I were pretty good friends back in the day, but we lost touch. He moved back to Georgia, I think, back sometime in the 80s, after spending a little bit of time up here in Durham in the general office with me. But yeah, it was great to reconnect with him, and we've chatted back and forth a little bit via text and message, and played a little bit of phone tag. But we're going to get together and talk soon, I'm sure. But tell you a funny story. David started his career outside with a phone company, and he climbed poles, and you know, he had the spikes and the gear and all that stuff. And I cut a little bit of firewood and would cut some trees down, but I didn't climb. So David and I got together. We decided we'd do some tree jobs. And David could climb. He could do a little bit of topping, at least get a rope up in the tree, and we could cut it down and cut it up. And we were doing a job one day at this guy's house, and there's a big old pine tree out in front right by the street in a residential neighborhood. And David had gone up in the tree, and I forget if he had topped it or if he had just placed a rope up there. But anyway, he was coming down. He had his spikes on and belt around the tree, and I had turned around to do something, pick something up, put a saw in the truck or whatever, and I turned around, and David was laying over in the ditch there, kind of laying on his side. I said, man, you tired out, huh? Had to take a break, take a rest. He said, no. He said, I'm not taking a rest. He said, I just cut out, fell out of that tree. And he hadn't hurt himself, luckily, and I don't think he'd been up but maybe 15 feet, 10 feet, and his spikes had cut out, and he'd come down, and he was laying down. I thought he was taking a rest. But David, shout out to you, great guy, and great that we reconnected through this firewood community and through a comment that Jake at Dude Ranch DIY made. So now I'm going to tell you a little bit about how you can get your name in the hat for an Old Guy Firewood t-shirt. And let me show you what we got here. Okay, here's the pile of split wood that we got out of those rounds that were stacked over there. And what I want you to do after this video, I'm going to go ahead and stack it up between, I don't know, a couple IBC totes or something, but I'm going to stack it up in a row, and I want you to guess how many square feet the face of that stack will be. In other words, or you can just give me the dimensions. If you think it's 6 feet by 3.5 feet, or if you think it's 8 feet by 5 feet, or 10 feet by 2 feet, whatever, give me the dimensions. I'll calculate the square footage, and whoever is closest to the actual square footage that pile stacks up to will get an Old Guy Firewood t-shirt. And as I mentioned before, if we have some ties, I guess I'll just have to put the names in the hat and go ahead and pull one out. I think that's about the fairest way we can do it. So I think that'll do it for today's video. And if you enjoy this sort of thing, and I sure hope you do, I'd like you to go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And as my grandson Henry says, smash that like button and subscribe, like it, and please leave a comment below, as I said, so you can get your name in the drawing for the shirt. But I really appreciate you being here. If it's your first time, thanks so much for coming. Hope you subscribe and come back again. Those that are returning, thanks again. I really appreciate you coming back. But as I always say at the end of my videos, and as an old guy or young guy, it doesn't matter. The best advice I can give you is to keep moving. we'll see you on the next one, and on the next one we'll find out who won based on the comments of this video, who won the t-shirt, the Old Guy Firewood t-shirt. So we'll see you on that one.